Anyways, I don't know how we ever even got. I don't even know what we were talking about before the damn space
Oh
telescope.
yeah, you were gonna tell me why your counselor doesn't want you to be a banker.
Oh, he just said I wouldn't like it.
Why? He said this was like three layers to unravel. Why he said you wouldn't like it?
Oh
Why you
no,
wouldn't
it's
like
not
it?
three layers to unravel. It was just another story. There was like two other stories I wanted to tell, and
No.
then if we got to why I'm not enjoying banking, it's just like I,
Well, why
honest
did
to
he say you
God,
would?
don't know what I want to do anymore. Because I'm not.
Why did he? Why did your counselor say you would not like it?
He just says it's not in your wheelhouse. He's like,
He didn't see you doing it.
huh?
You just didn't come across as the person that would enjoy that sort of task job.
Pretty much. He looked at what I enjoyed doing, and he's like, I doubt you're going to enjoy that.
Mm.
But again,
And
I was deprived of ever figuring it out.
yeah,
Had I been able to figure this out back in 2020 when I wanted to figure it out, I would have been like, oh, you know what? I don't want to do this anymore, and I could have pivoted.
wait, did you try to get a job in 2020 as a banker?
Define try.
Sent out at least one application.
No, I was 1 week away, and then the economy collapsed.
You waited a oh wait, so that literally like the week before you were or the week after something you were thinking about sending out an application.
Yep. Spring break. I had the time. I had extra time because I didn't have any assignments. So I was like,
Yeah.
all right, I'm gonna send out I'm gonna send out my resume. I'm gonna send out applications, and then
Mm-hmm.
the world shut down.
Oh.
And my dad was like, stay put, so you make sure you have a job.
Yeah.
And so here I am.
Well, you have a job.
That I don't like.
Oh.
It's not that I.
What's the worst part about it?
So I always hear these people. I listen to this person. They're like, what'd they say? They said like if there's any part you don't like, eventually you will not like the job.
Hmm.
It will just fester and grow and get worse and worse and worse until you're miserable.
Hmm.
I'm not miserable. It's not that I show up and it's like it,
And the five, here we go.
it wasn't like I don't know. It's such a weird thing because it's like I do, but I don't. I want to do I because it's like I want to be busy, but at the same time, I'd rather not be busy doing certain things.
Hmm.
And it's such a I don't know. I don't know what the issue is. And I don't know what to do. I don't know where to go. I don't know. I'm kind of just cuz it's like I think like, oh, maybe I could teach. Go to high school, teach economics or in a long stretch teach science.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if I could do lesson plans.
Yeah. Yeah.
That I could get up there and I could lecture, I could give assignments, I could write tests, but I don't know if I could do experiment. I just don't know if I could do the lesson plan parts because I'm a unorganized organized person or an organized unorganized person. I one of the two. Anyways, in which that I'm not a like all the people I know who become teachers, They were the kinds of people that had like these elaborate like I do not have the personality traits of a teacher, right?
Okay.
Because you know you can when you think about the people that you knew who became teachers, it's different for you because you didn't know as many people in high school as I did, well
Mm-hmm.
enough to probably be able to pick out, that kind of stuff.
Wait, say this again?
Like in high school, I knew a lot of people that were going to become teachers.
Yeah.
But like when you were in high school, even though you went to a bigger school, you probably had your own clique that you hung with, and so and none of them probably wanted to be teachers, and so you didn't
Oh,
you
like half the girls wanted to be teachers.
huh?
Either that or pre-med.
Who? What?
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't hear what you said. You muffled out.
Oh, I said like half the girls wanted to be teachers. Either that or pre-med.
That is, it's uncanny the way I don't. But those are
It's like if a girl ever says she's majoring in a subject, it's one of three categories. Either like education, uh, pre-med, like nursing or something, or psychology. One of those three.
psychology is definitely a lot less common, but yeah,
Well, that's
that's
for always. It's
but
always one of those three.
that comes down to psychology and human and social engineering. How
And
we
I will tell you, the ones that tell you something different, those are the ones that are actually interesting to talk to, and they're not like just basic as hell. Where they drink Starbucks and just fit the basic definition of white girl.
well, yeah, and so what I realized, so like I am not like any of the people that I know that wanted to become teachers, and I'm not like any of the teachers. I have certain attributes that make me great as a teacher,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't have the. One of them is the organizational itch.
Yeah.
I mean, look behind me. This is.
What
I
about
know
it?
where everything is, but it's a disaster.
You look at it like a grown child.
Like I've had these letters sitting on the top of my printer. These are return mail for the states letter experiment, which I still need. I desperately need you to read and edit the letter to senators because that needs to get
And
sent
I
before
did.
January before they all get switched out and I have to redo them.
Did I not review them?
You never sent it back. You never reviewed it.
Oh, I
Please
thought I
review
did.
it.
I could have swore I did.
I never got an email about the letter to the congressmen or women.
Hmm. I'll have to relook in my drive. Not sure. Anyways,
I just, they had this day planner. Things were color coded and this and that. That's not.
oh
I
yeah, yeah. I didn't do that. The best. So what I did before I realized how nice Canvas is with the calendar, because it was about like a year or so before I realized Canvas. Maybe they didn't even have it. I don't remember. So long ago. But the nice little calendar thing and how you could color code all the subjects on Canvas with the color that the so like usually like I just remember like physics was blue or something because you could turn the class color blue or whatever and then it make everything on the canvas blue and then red and it catches your eye that way you look at it it's like oh I know what class this list of assignments you should do because see I made something similar to that on Excel. It was not like a calendar, but it was like a list. And I listed all the priority assignments for the week. And I just went down the list every week, and just went down the list. And then at Friday night or Sunday night or whatever, I update the list with the next week. And I just went down the list by priority. But then I realized Canvas does that so elegantly by having the due date of when the assignments were due. So then I could just look at this and be like, oh, sweet. There's nothing to do. There's no due date tomorrow, meaning today's not the due date. I was the person. So there's DO, due, and then there's due as in DUE. If tomorrow's not the due date, then today is not the due date. That was my philosophy through UNL. I'm not very proud of it, but that was a lot of my. That is how I devoted my time.
Right, but
My
like,
priorities were adjusted
but
accordingly.
at least you organized some way. I didn't do that. I didn't do any of that. You know how many assignments I really missed? Like, I could probably count them all on one hand.
I mean, I guess if they're just all on Canvas, and you just go down the list, I mean, there's no big deal. I don't know.
But again, that's just not. But see, but like teachers, I think that's something that they need. That they all inherently need to be able to do is they need to, be able to have that organized, that schedule, that plan. I couldn't do that. That would drive me insane. Like I tried with YouTube. I tried to, have the little Word doc or whatever, but I don't stick to it.
But yeah, you gave up on that.
I
wouldn't say give up. You've gone off the rails on when stuff is to be completed and sent out.
Yeah, and like I plan it out as in like so I know what content needs to go up and when.
Mm-hmm.
But as to when it needs to get done, I just do it whenever.
Yeah.
And sometimes if I'm like I don't feel like working on this, I come up with something else and do it instead. I can't do that as a teacher.
I'm not gonna learn square root today. Let's learn the Pythagorean theorem.
Yeah. So today we're supposed to learn about. Electron orbitals. But you know what? I'm not really feeling like electron orbitals. So instead, we're gonna learn about light. Just
light.
Like two completely different units. Like what?
Yeah.
Like
what?
Because like, this is like 9th grade science, right? So like you'd have a unit on light, you have a unit on chemistry.
And other teachers are like, "What? You're already teaching light? I was going to teach that till next month."
Oh no, I just gave up on the atom. I'll pick it up.
I just gave up on that lesson. I just don't feel like teaching that. That lesson is a real bore.
Yeah, and also like I feel like teachers just they inherently are more studious than I would be. Like they're more studious than I am. And so that would come off on students a lot better, like a teacher who actually tried in school would probably be better than someone like me who never had to try, didn't try, and didn't care, and still managed to get a degree.
You know what they say? Can't spell degree without a D.
And
actually, it sees good degrees, but I guess if you're in the ag program, I guess minimally exceptional is a D.
What's crazy is though, I got only like 2 Ds.
Yeah.
And maybe like 1 or 2 C minuses. Otherwise, the rest were C pluses and up to A's.
Yeah.
And I did all of that without studying. There are people who will spend days studying to get the grades.
That's what I was going to tell you. So, remember how the last time we had my brother on, how we were telling him to do a degree audit soon as he's going to graduate. Remember that?
Yeah,
I don't remember when this was.
this was
I
like
think it
June.
was last semester or maybe the summer. Yeah, this summer or something. Yeah, so his advisor and him finally did a degree audit. And you know what they found? He probably will not be able to graduate this spring.
Jesus Christ.
I was like, what? He was like, yeah, so I did a refinance degree like he told me to. And I don't think I'm taking enough classes to be able to graduate. I'm like, what? What? This is something I told you to do like a year ago. Over a year ago. However, I will say I am unsure on that because he only needs like 3 more credit hours to pass, to be done. And the way I read his degree on it, it seems like all he needs is 3 credit hours next spring and he's done. But he said his advisor made it sound like he needs 13 or something. Or he needs 19 and he's taking 13 right now. I did not understand what his advisor was saying.
His advisor's also a piece of junk, if we're not.
Yeah.
Of all the people that got...
I think the problem is he's. I don't think he's asking his advisor the right questions. Because I never really had a problem with other than that one issue.
The first advisor.
A miscommunication. It's always a miscommunication. And if you're not asking the right questions, that's how problems arise. And I don't think he was asking the right questions in terms of what classes do I have to take to be done? How many classes do I have to take to be done? And I don't know how he was phrasing it, but the answer he got made it sound like he needs another semester. However, when he ran the degree audit, because when I went home on Sunday, he showed me the audit, and it made it seem like he only needs like 1 more class. So I'm not sure. And that 1 class could be completed, next spring. So I'm not sure.
Or maybe see if you could do it in December.
Well, that would be the plan. Was then graduate in the fall.
But no.
What?
But no, I'm saying like instead of taking an entire semester to do to get 3 credits, see if they offer said course this winter.
Are they doing that again?
They always offer courses in December.
Like, you're talking about the month of December between. That was just because of COVID.
I thought they've always offered it. Like some of it's a study abroad stuff.
Yeah.
But some of it I thought they also offered full classes. Maybe it was only 1 credit.
December.
Maybe it's only 1 credit.
You're talking about like just the month of December?
Well, no, like from when the previous semester ends to the next semester is when you do the class.
3 weeks?
I don't know. Maybe they don't do it anymore. I don't remember. I just remember you could do theoretically.
That was something that they're doing in 2021 because of COVID. Remember how all the classes ended at Thanksgiving break?
Okay,
so
maybe then I'm only thinking of the study abroad because the study abroad was 3 credits.
Oh,
and it was 1 week in New Zealand.
No.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking of. And maybe there's just a lot of study abroads that you can do in December.
Oh, I don't know.
But again, it's 3 credits. He could graduate in May and be done.
That's what the audit made it sound like. But he's made it sound like he needs an additional semester beyond that.
19. 19 credits is doable. I did 18.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know.
Also, let's
Depends.
think about my 18 though. So my 18, 3 of those 18 credits were micro courses that all happened at the same time, which meant that I did quite literally 3 credit courses. I did a 3 credit course class in like a matter of a month. Did the work equivalent to that and all the time sitting in class, because some of those 1 credit courses were very intensive, in a matter of a few weeks. So, if he doesn't have to do that, I think it's very manageable.
He also has a habit of, shall we say, procrastinating.
I literally am the king of procrastination.
I don't know. I just don't see him being one to enjoy that.
Well, then that's his issue. It's kind of up to him whether he wants to graduate in May or December or whatever. So,
But honestly, he was making it sound like even if he does have to take another semester, he'd just take a bunch of fun classes. It's props to him. There were a
why?
lot of classes.
That
There were
costs
a
more
lot of
money.
classes. No, I didn't care though. There were a lot of classes that I wanted to take just because I just wanted to take that class.
I wanted to be done.
I wanted to be done too, but there's a part of me that's like, there are a lot of classes out here that, I'd like to take that I'll never get to take. There are a lot of astronomy classes that offered that I never got to take one.
I wanted to take
And
them, but I couldn't. They required more math, and I was like, not about to do that.
I just could not fit it in my schedule. I actually tried to fit it in my schedule once, and then I just could not make it work.
I wanted to get a minor in astronomy, but again, it was the math. And I was like, I'm not taking more math because I barely passed the neutered calculus I did in high school. I will not pass the next step up at UNL.
You just have to take Calc 1, or is it 1, 2, and 3?
It was just whatever. I think it was Calc 2.
Hmm.
I didn't need to go all the way up to 3. It was just Calc 2. I'm like, I barely did Calc 1, so there's no way. When pigs fly. So
What?
it was going to kind of be when pigs fly, and I was like, nope, not doing that.
Hmm.
I almost thought about changing my whole major to applied science, but there's no... I've been the only white person in the entire school with that degree, and also the only American
No,
in
what's
the...
that supposed to mean? Why?
Applied science is pretty much what all the Rwandan students take.
Oh, really? Why is that?
Because it kind of just lets them... There's... It's very loose in requirements, so you can kind of take whatever you want for classes.
Hmm.
There isn't really a requirement. It's just as long as you complete this many credits, as long as you have the prereqs to take the classes that you want to take, you can kind of take whatever you want.
You just take a variety of, like, say, physics, biology, chemistry, or whatever until you complete the credit hours necessary, or what?
Yeah, pretty much is what you could do that if you wanted to.
Hmm.
Not that anyone would ever want to take the 3 big sciences all at once, but, you're more than welcome to.
Yeah.
Especially when the university is a apparently world-renowned chemistry program. Nobody wants to take chemistry along with anything else.
Is it really?
Apparently, that's their justification for why there are chemistry programs so damn difficult. Because everybody complains about how difficult chemistry at the UNL is. I mean,
people complain about professors because Because when I took 109, apparently the professor, I think it was like 114 or something like that. It's one of the courses that you have to take for the major or something like that. That course is taught by a tenured professor that doesn't really give a damn about any of his students, and his class is literally taught about his research.
Great.
You don't learn any of the chemistry out of the book. His lectures are all about his research, but then he hands you a test from the book.
Haha. Nice.
Yeah, that's what I heard. That's the rumor. I don't know if that's true, but you can read about him on Rate My Professor. His rating is not very good. I forget what his name is. It's been years ago since I heard about him, but yeah, his Rate My Professor is not very good.
Anyways, but yeah, because I could have switched to applied science and like straight up still taking all the classes I wanted to take.
That
Like,
in organic chemistry. I've heard organic chemistry is difficult.
well, organic chemistry is difficult everywhere.
Oh,
It's a difficult class.
yeah,
I've seen memes about organic chemistry,
yeah.
so it's difficult for everyone. Unless you're like a genius or whatever. So that is not exclusively to the university. But it's very well possible that the UNL has a more difficult one than the other schools. I don't know. I've
Yeah.
just heard that's the justification for why our regular chemistry is difficult.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. But, no, so I would have been probably the only American and a white person in that entire thing, because I'm pretty sure only people that took it were Rwandans, because again, they would go back to Rwanda, and they've got a degree from an American school. That's a big deal. A lot of them are starting businesses, so it didn't really matter. Someone like me, it's completely useless. It's like I have a degree, but like, in what?
Mm.
They'd be like, applied science? What did you do? Like, whatever
I
I wanted.
applied science.
Whatever I want to do, And they're just like, no.
I did me.
I grew some plants.
Yeah.
Like, no, I don't think we're going to take you. But, no, I'm kind of lost,
Mm.
which is why I was really hoping I'd win the lottery, because then I just would never have to worry another day in my life, and
It's
everything.
kind of weird, It's like you go to school, and typically people are lost while they're in school, and when they just graduate, because they're trying to figure things out and find a job. But you have graduated. You have gone through that moment of contemplating decisions, and you're still in that phase after you have found a job.
Yep. But see, that's the thing, right? I had such a different, like,
I think you should not have rushed to go through school. Because you could have rushed. You wanted to be done in 3 years, but maybe if you took your time and went that extra fourth year, would have gave you more time to think about all the different paths you could take.
I don't think so. I don't think
Because
more
the thing
time in
is,
school would have helped.
The thing is, I just feel like once you find that first job, you kind of lock yourself in unless it's a part-time gig. Because if it's a part-time gig, it's you can move whenever. It's not full-time. There's nothing holding you back. But if it's a full-time gig, the longer you go, the more you're going to feel like you're locking yourself into this. And I don't know.
I don't think more school would have helped. Longer school wouldn't have helped. If anything, that would have exacerbated the problem, and I would be running into this 2 years from now.
Oh.
Instead of running into it now.
I guess I would have just felt like, another year, you'd still be at I guess Menards part time. Then you could have maybe have found a job at the bank. Worked at the bank part time. Because you're
No,
going to
no.
school.
So
You
that
don't want
wasn't.
to make
So
part time.
see, that's where your assumption's wrong. Because my plan was to never leave. Because of COVID, because COVID happened, I never planned to leave until I was done.
Oh, so you never wanted to get another job.
No, so no, I didn't. When COVID happened, it kind of completely wrecked what my plan was. But
Yeah.
then, as school went on and the way things were going, doing anything but Menards was very difficult. Cause
Well, yeah, right after COVID, yeah.
bank hours, I couldn't do bank hours. I couldn't make any money. I'd work 2 hours a day. Some days, I'd work literally 2 hours a day. I'd work like 4 hours a week. And then the only time I could get any hours would be on a Saturday. I'd have to work every single Saturday. Or if it's an in-store, every single weekend to actually make any money.
Oh no, you do that at Menards.
No, that was impossible then.
It was?
Yes, because when I say 2 hours, that's because that's when the bank closes. Menards closed at 10, and so I was able to get 4 hours.
Well, no, so you make up the majority of your hours at Menards, but you work a couple, like, I don't know, minutes if you could call it at the bank.
It wouldn't work because I would burn more time in transit and changing into Menards garb and just burn an hour that I could just be working at Menards.
I'm not working at Menards the same day.
What?
I'm not saying work at the Menards the same day. I'm saying you
No,
work,
but see, that's where you misunderstand my schedule.
I'm saying you used to do Fridays, right? So you could work all day Friday. You could work a 9 to 5 Friday.
I know, so that's not. That was the issue. Here's the issue, right? You misunderstand my schedule. Because of the way my schedule's always worked out, I was only able to ever work either a Monday or Wednesday. I was always able to work Friday. So I always worked like 2 to 10 on Fridays or whatever. Okay, for the most part, up until senior year, then I actually had to I actually had to go to class on a Friday. But the rest of my schedule, because of the way it worked, I would work like 4 or 5 hours at Menards. And they're like, can you get here any earlier? And I can't. I physically could not. And then the other days, I didn't get off class until 5. Because I didn't work. I couldn't show up at 6. 6 to 10 just wasn't... They didn't do shifts like that. That wasn't a thing. And then when they switched to only 9, that's 6 to 9. That wasn't useful. Wasn't useful to me, wasn't useful to them. Plus, then I had no time to do homework. So, another job was impossible. It didn't work. The only way I could make it work is if I worked in the mornings. But I didn't want to work in the mornings because I did all my work at night. And then I slept in. All of my roommates, they'd get up early to go to work or do things or what have you. I was still asleep because I was up till 1 a.m. They all went to bed at like 10. I was up working. Or relaxing. Which is why the bank never would have worked. I would have worked 2 hours a day. If that.
Yeah, but you would have realized, sooner or later, maybe this wasn't for me. I don't know. I just throwing something out there. I get that you want to throw the idea out the window because I suggested it, but I was just, maybe it would have gave you the opportunity.
Trust me, I wanted to. I wanted to work, but then I realized that it was a fever dream and it was never going to work.
Yep.
I'd have to completely rework my schedules for school.
But then the dream became a reality.
Well, no, because now I don't have anything else to do. It's full time. It's completely different. It is what it is. I don't have to worry about school.
Yeah.
It's just... And then
If you
sometimes
went back
school
to
was just
school to
inconsistent.
change, would you change your degree if you went back to school? Or are you content with the degree you chose?
If I'm going to go back to school, I want define go back to school.
Go back as in redo your college experience.
I
Would
would
you pick a different major?
I would probably end up teaching.
You'd end up teaching.
But
Yeah, it's
even
like
then,
essentially you knowing what you know now, would you still go into ag economics?
probably I don't know. That's the thing because I don't know if I want to I don't know if I want to I don't know if I can actually teach. I don't know. I can't know. I will never really be able to know. And I don't want to do my masters.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
if a masters if the entire thing was just doing the thesis and just doing the research, sign me up. I am fine with that. Perfectly fine.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. That's awesome. I don't want to go sit through classes that are just kind of they're pointless. Like some people they get their masters to get a raise because they're a teacher, and so getting their masters gets them a raise, and so they actually do learn something from these master courses, and they actually use that stuff. Me,
Mm-hmm.
I would be just doing research the rest of my life. Those classes are completely useless to me. Other than if they're like how to write a thesis. Otherwise, they're useless. Once you write a thesis once, you can write them however many times you want.
Yeah.
I don't know what I would do if I went back. I would have to have a lot more ambition to do anything. Because like teaching, I'd have to get organized, but I could easily do it. The math, there isn't math isn't there's math is non-existent. I could be a science teacher, probably no issues. Or an econ teacher, more preferably, maybe. But to do anything else, I'd have to have the ambition to work through the math, because more than likely I would maybe try and be a material scientist. It combines
Mm,
physics and chemistry all in one. That's the kind of stuff I'm interested in
I see.
when it comes to chemistry. It's just I can't do the math. It's also why I can't
Mm,
do astronomy. I can't do the math.
yeah.
It's like I'm smart enough to do the math. I don't have the drive to do it. I don't have the drive to do a lot of things, and that's kind of my issue. I don't know what happened, why I don't have a drive. I'm kind of running out of a drive to do much of anything at this point. Like today, when I finished the script, I was like, okay, I want to start working on the next script. But all I wanted to do was either watch YouTube videos or write another script that was completely useless. That was completely useless, not necessary. Because like, I need to write the I need to write the parts for the isolation video because that has not gone up. That's footage that I've had sitting forever, and at this rate, it might not go up till next year. Because I think the next video is going to be the cheese video, and then after that, well, it's gotta either be the phases of matter or I guess the isolation video. I think that's what's next. And then January or February, if things get really delayed, will be the short film, possibly full-length movie. Well, full-length for a comedy, but it's not technically comedy; it's a drama. So it's not a full-length drama, but it could theoretically be a full-length comedy if it adds up to 90 minutes. I doubt it will, but it theoretically could. Hello, Phil.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh. So I don't know what I want to do. I'm stuck.
Mm. Yeah, I hear
And
you.
and I just don't know.
Mm.
Fine. Just I don't know. Well, anyways, we're over time greatly, but I would like to thank you all for watching. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. New podcasts. Okay, hold on. Before we end this, do you
Yeah,
want to do weekly? Because if we do, because like we probably could talk for 2 hours every week, no issues.
yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah, for sure. I guess you could just break it up. Is that what you're asking?
No, I'm asking, do you want to do 2 podcasts a week? I mean, sorry, a podcast a week.
Oh, I guess we could.
Because last time I feel like there was less like when we first tried it. I I honestly felt like there wasn't because of just I don't know because of the way things were. I forever and we were so new at we ran out of things to talk about. But anymore, I feel like we could eat. We talk for hours anytime we get on the phone, anytime we do the podcast, and so I don't think
To
it's
be fair, any phone call lasts hours.
exactly. And so we could easily do a podcast every week.
Oh, yeah. What was that? I remember one time when we were young, we used to see how long of a phone call we could go. I think our record was like 10 hours.
Did it ever get that long? I thought we had like 6 was the most.
Well, I think it was one of those things where I left the phone on and you had to go, but then you called back, and so the phone was still counting.
Oh my god.
I don't recall, but I do remember there was one that it went on for a good minute.
Ain't that the truth? But anyways, fine. One a week. We'll try. Anyways, I would like to thank you all for watching. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. New podcasts every Friday, 11 a.m. such a time. And good night.